All right, hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very, very, very well. Today we're going to be talking about something that is a huge update whenever it comes to family vloggers and children being on the internet. Why are my nails? Oh my god, it literally looks like I have like white what the hell? Look at this. I promise they're just like sparkly, but from a distance it looks like I have white nails on. Wow, that really, really, really threw me off. Wow, look at the color changing. Okay, I don't know how it's doing that, but anyways, we have a huge update when it comes to family channels, family vlogging, and kind of kids being on the internet and being exploited, and basically the conversation of how much should children be online, and parents, you know, kind of crossing that boundary, and parents full on exploiting their kids. It has been something that we have been talking about on this YouTube channel for a very, very, very long time. It's something that comes up frequently. We talk about people that are family vloggers, we expose people that are family vloggers, and we really, really, really did a deep dive of it with everything that was going on with Ruby Frankie. And we know that Shari Frankie, the daughter, is, you know, testifying in court. She's released her book. And there is so much going on with this conversation of the responsibility of the adults when it comes to children being put online, which I can't believe it's taken us this long, but hey, if it's finally happening, then it's finally happening. We are dealing with a crisis, and I'm not saying that to be dramatic, but we are dealing with people having kids so that they can revive their careers, and then they make their money based on the kids performing and working 24/7, and there's no boundaries. And even if we're taking aside the boundary aspect or anything else, these kids aren't even being compensated for it. You know, like, these kids at their core are reviving their parents' careers, but by the time they're 18, oh, mommy and daddy spent all the money. And it's just ridiculous that the kids don't have any say about anything. So we're going to be diving in today with what is going on in America. Now, we know that America is the hub of a lot of where these family channels, family vloggers, and people that post their kids online are from. And we're starting to see new laws come into place specifically because of Shari Frankie and what she has been saying in court. We're going to dive into all of it. I'm ready to lock in. I hope you're all doing very well. Also, we talk a lot about Escape the Night, Joey Graceffa's YouTube show, and for so long I've been like, it's the worst show ever, like making fun of it. I had never truthfully watched it. Now, it is a copyrighted show, so I can't like watch it on YouTube, but on my Patreon I have started watching it. Yesterday I'm planning on like posting like 2 episodes a day or whatever. I posted the first 2, and right after this video I'm gonna watch the other ones. So if you're interested in that and a bunch of other content, we have the Patreon up now. This show is worse than I thought, and if I'm able to include a clip, I will, but my god, it is just the most ridiculous show of all time. Like, literally, hold on, I need to show you this, but this was my first reaction to the first couple seconds of Escape the Night. It was so shockingly terrible. Hold on, let me show you this. Joey Graceffa's acting is appalling. Episode 1, an invitation. Look at this. 29 million views. When was this posted? 2016. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's lock in. I don't know what to expect. YouTube original doesn't exist anymore. Yup. Lol.
I started having dreams.
Oh, so ridiculous.
Oh, babe, we're only 9 seconds in. Oh, I feel like this is gonna be cringe as hell.
So ridiculous.
Oh, I'm going red already. I had dreams.
I had dreams.
I forgot Joey Graceffa's involved in this.
His acting is so bad. It's so bad. I had dreams.
I started having dreams.
I started having dreams. The biggest dreams in the world. They've never seen bigger dreams. That's my Trump impersonation. They say, Donald, we've never seen dreams this big before. The biggest dreams in the entire, the most magnificent dreams. Me and Kat used to do the Trump impersonation backstage at every single show. We would literally be like, the most beautiful muckers in the world. Oh my god. So anyways, if you want to watch me reacting to Escape the Night, it's all over on the Patreon. And also, tickets for the second leg of tour are on sale right now. And the second leg is literally starting in a couple weeks. It's, I think, less than 3 or 4 weeks or something like that in Nashville. So if you're in any of these places, I can't wait to meet all of you. I promise you, it'll be a really, really, really fun night. But anyways, let's get into this. Okay, so we have this article right here. And this is basically where all the information is coming from. So, US states are finally starting to put in place protections for the kids of family vloggers, which is well overdue. And this is such a crazy image. Jesus Christ. Ruby Frankie was once one of the most popular YouTube family vloggers, posting videos featuring her husband and 6 children on her YouTube channel, 8 Passengers, that racked up over 1 billion views. Could you imagine being a kid and, like, since the time you're born, there's over 1 billion people have watched your entire life and you have no say, and you, by the time that you figure out what has been going on, like, it's too late to say anything? In some, she chronicled their family vacations and family activities such as painting together. In others, she detailed how she banned her 16-year-old son from sleeping in his bedroom for 7 months. 7 months. I hope she's locked up for life, by the way. And threatened to behead a stuffed animal. In August 2023, Frankie was charged with child abuse and pled guilty 4 months later. While the crimes that led to the charges, such as denying her kids water and handcuffing them for extended periods of times, didn't appear on 8 Passengers, her children viewed the vlogging as a larger pattern of abuse. And I think as an audience, I'm opening a window, it's hot as hell in here. I think as well, from an audience standpoint, it's important to note that there were so many people over the years who watched the 8 Passengers. Come on, Diva, you can come down again. Look at that reveal. There were so many people over the course of the time that 8 Passengers was a YouTube channel who were trying to expose it. Now, I knew of this because a couple months before things started getting really bad, it started getting on my radar when I was, like, deep diving Reddit threads that were exposing 8 Passengers for, like, literally, like, abusing their kids in these videos where they would be talking about how they're not allowed to sleep in beds anymore. They're having to do all... And so the fact that things were allowed to happen on these platforms so obviously, and things weren't happening, and then it had to be a court case for, it's just so fucked up. So that's why I will always continue talking about this. And fuck you, Ruby Frankie, and fuck you, Jody Hildebrandt, and I hope you're locked up for life, you two fucking witches. God. In October 2024, 21-year-old Shari Frankie, 21 years old, she's younger than me, Ruby's oldest daughter, testified to Utah lawmakers about what being a child influencer against her will had done to her. I come today as a victim of family vlogging, Shari said, to shed light on the ethical and monetary issues that come from being a child influencer. Because that's what you are, a child influencer. Before you even know what that is, or the ramifications of who's watching you, there's money involved, all these different things. She added, if I could go back and do it all again, I'd rather have an empty bank account now and not have my entire childhood plastered all over the internet. No amount of money I received has made what I experienced worth it. Her testimony took place just a few weeks after California passed a law mandating that a portion of proceeds from social media content featuring kids must be set aside in a trust fund for the kids when they turn 18. Now, isn't it so interesting that so many family vloggers are deciding that they now want to move out of California because California has passed a law that literally means that a portion of the proceeds from the content has to go in a fund for the kids based on how much the kids appear in the video. And we're seeing family vloggers either feature less of their kids now, or like genuinely like them in the video but still talking about them and making the content about them, or they're being like, we want to move out of California but we can't disclose why. Fuck all of y'all. Fuck all of y'all. Imagine prioritizing moving out of a state that's trying to protect your kids because you prioritize trying to make money off your kids. It's so fucked up. We're gonna see an influx of YouTubers leaving California because of this, which is so fucked up. That's why every state should pass this. This should be a worldwide thing. Dear God. My goodness. Alright, okay. I'm a social media researcher who spent the past 2 years advocating for the children of family vloggers. As recently as 18 months ago, I'd written how there were no legal protections for the children. Even as child actors have, laws in place to protect theirs. And that is exactly what a family vlogger is. If anything, a family vlogger kid works harder than a fucking child actor because they never clock the fuck off. Now that's starting to change, but there's still more work to be done, which is why on this channel, we're going to continue fucking talking about this. Some children featured in their parents' social media content go viral as toddlers. Others have their first menstrual cycles broadcasted to the world, which is just so weird. It's so weird. There's this article, What's the Price of a Childhood Turned into Content? So weird. Broadcast to the world, and they can be pressured by their parents to be talent that sustains the family's financial lifestyle, that the parents are choosing to have this financial lifestyle. California has the Coogan Act, which protects the financial interests of entertainers under the age of 18. But this was passed in 1939, long before the rise of social media. Until recently, there has been no Coogan Act for the children of family vloggers. However, in August 2023, Illinois became the first U.S. state to pass a law protecting financial interests of the children of family vlogging. The bill requires parents to put aside 50% of the earnings for a piece of content featuring a kid. That's each piece. Their money must go in a trust that the kid then can access upon turning 18. If there's no money available for them, they can then sue their parents. Minnesota was the next state to pass this kind of legislation. In May 2024, this went beyond financial considerations, prohibiting children under 14 from appearing in more than 30% of their parents' social media content. We're making progress here. If children do appear in these videos and the videos are monetized, the money must go in an account similar to Illinois. In December 2023, I consulted with legislators on drafts of California's measure. This bill, which was signed into law September 2024, is similar to Illinois' law, but has been considered an important step in regulating family vlogging content given the state's relationship with the entertainment industry. California, obviously. Work is work. These laws are not geared towards the casual parent who wants to share a photo of their child on Facebook or Instagram. They're putting, these rails on the fact that it's like child labor, until recently, that's gone very unchecked about how much work these kids are actually doing. In the spring of 2024, I provided written testimony to the state of Missouri, which was considering its own law. I pointed out that there are more than 500 hours worth of videos uploaded to YouTube every minute. TikTok boasts more than 150 active users monthly in the US alone, and Instagram users watch 17.6 million hours of reels per day. I explained how over the past decade, I've interviewed over 150 content creators and influencers, and I'll often hear them say that they've been paid upwards of $8,000 per post, which is insane. Brand sponsorships remain a gray area in these laws. Most of the new legislation, is about the payments from these platforms, but I want to emphasize that we're not talking about a few extra bucks here and there. It can be enough money to raise the family, and it's work for everyone involved, including the kids. So, what is next? Illinois, Minnesota, and California may have passed laws, but the issue remains on the table everywhere else. Washington State has also tried to introduce a bill, and Shari Frankie's testimony came as Utah begins considering its own. So Shari is now testifying on behalf of these laws, which is incredible. However, I believe that any work on, combating the problem of exploiting children for social media demands a holistic approach. Importantly, children cannot consent to appearing in their parents' content. While it may seem fun to appear in mom or dad's video, young children have no concept of the internet's dangers. They don't understand that content can be more beyond its intended audience. Move beyond its intended audience. They don't understand that the internet is forever. That one day when they're applying for college or jobs, Google search may yield their baby photos online. In 2023, Maryland attempted to introduce legislation that would include right to be forgotten provisions, which would allow children to request social media platforms delete content about them when they turn 18. The measure never gained momentum and the bill stalled, but states can look to the European Union, which has some of the strongest right to be forgotten legislation in the world, for inspiration. Social media platforms also have a role to play. If they wanted to, they could regulate or ban monetized content centered towards children. That being said, family vlogging content is a moneymaker for platforms. And you know what's crazy to me, what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a couple years ago when YouTube put in laws that you had to, say when a video featured kids and you would make different amounts of money on it, less. It was like a made for kids content. And with this, they turned comments off on videos that feature kids. They were trying to do this to protect the kids from creepy comments. And I remember Colleen Ballinger got so angry about this that she made video after post after post after post calling out YouTube for punishing creators by turning off comments on videos that feature kids when the platforms were doing this to protect creepy comments sexualizing children. Here comes Colleen Ballinger literally complaining about being punished and her sister-in-law and brother's YouTube channel being punished because of this new thing they introduced. What a fucking weirdo. My goodness. But one thing I've learned from studying social media platform governance is that public opinion matters. And in my ongoing research on family vlogging, I've witnessed a massive shift in public opinion over the last couple of years. As the press pays more attention to the phenomenon, content creators and audiences are more critical of it, and former children of family vloggers like Shari Frankie tell their stories. If a platform can quickly churn their own version of AI chatbots, then they, can build teams to regulate the flow of content involving children. And you know what? Huge shout out to Shari Frankie. She is a victim in the world of being exploited as a kid, and she doesn't have to be an advocate, but she's choosing to be one, and that's fucking incredible. And go support her book, go support her in everything she's doing. And the fact these laws are being put in place is incredible. It's step one, at least. And the fact that family channels are choosing to move out of states that imply them, these people need their kids stripped off of them. Muckers, let me know your opinion on this. I can't wait to follow any updates with all of this. I will let you know. I hope you're all doing very well, and goodbye.